Right, it is Sunday. I believe it's the 3rd. We're going to lift some weights. Get some training in on this Sunday. Apologize for the delay. Got some technical difficulties. Figured I'd start off with just some bench press. I don't really have a plan for today. Sunday. All right, we got a sound check. No sound. Sound working? No sound. Oh, sound's working. Awesome. Sound working? Last few times I've streamed, for whatever reason, the sound wasn't working. And I've had to restart every single one of them, but apparently we fixed the issue. All right. Got nobody in the chat so far, so I'm just going to keep lifting. I've been using the football bar mostly because of my shoulders, so I figured I'd switch to the power bar today. Feeling a little bit heavy. That's not a good sign. Yeah, it usually takes a set or two to get warmed up. How many we got online? 16 so far, nobody in chat. Where's everybody? You guys watching the... Well, all right then. Man, chat's quiet today. Nobody. That's bizarre. Not even trolls. Usually get somebody on their toilet and makes fun of how short my shorts are or something. Where's everybody? This is just bizarre. Got 12 people watching, not one single person in the chat. Should I like one monkey boy to dance for you? Wow, this is interesting. I'll just keep working out. Normally how it goes is I'll train, and then somebody will pop in with a conversation topic. Then I get derailed, and I wind up talking more than I lift. So I guess the universe is telling me I should probably train more than I speak. Oh, still nobody in the chat. Got 25 people online. Are you guys hearing me? Do we got sound? I'm gonna refresh this. I got a laptop. My old ass, I can't read, so go live there, and I can zoom in on it without having to there we go. What's up? You're the first person in the chat today. Hey, it's everything you like, me working out and nobody talking. The body beatdown. Yes, if anybody's listening, definitely check his channel out. He's the natural version of me. Buddy, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking? We're not too far apart. You're a little older than me, aren't you? Or are we the same age? 54. Okay, yeah, so I'll be 52 in July. Well, you want to see, like, an international elite level bench press. Check the body beat down out. You're way over 400. You're what are you like 425, 450 somewhere there? Like you're even anything above 405 at our age is like that. I wouldn't be surprised that if you competed, you at your weight class, you would probably have maybe the best bench in the world right now at your age. Do I prefer flat bench over incline? Um, when I do, when I do incline or decline, I only go about 4 inches. For powerlifting, I think because a lot of guys they use like if you're gonna do anything over 45 degrees, my personal opinion, I think you're better served by just doing overhead presses. Anything less than that, it carries over really, really nicely to a flat bench. So I don't really like bench pressing as an exercise. If I'm just training to get bigger boobies, I think like doing dips, weighted dips are really good. For a myriad of reasons, shoulder health being the number one reason, but the bench press is an awesome exercise, don't get me wrong, but if I wasn't competing as a power lifter, I probably wouldn't even bench. I just think there's better movements. But since I compete, I kind of have to. Sent floating hearts for 10 joules. Hank Stank the Tank. That makes sense. Appreciate you. Thanks, Pin Dropper. Thank you, Julie from France. I sent you an email a few days ago. Went into a couple topics. Probably more than I should have. No, dude, you never, ever, ever, ever be afraid of giving me an honest opinion. Like even if we flat out disagree, which I don't think I ever would. Man, Bobby is trying to call me, and I don't think he realizes that I'm streaming right now. What was it? Oh yeah, I was gonna say even if we disagree, I mean, if it's a genuinely held, honest opinion, I like the discourse. I like talking to people that have differing opinions. I mean, if you think about it, how would we ever progress any conversation if we all agreed on everything, you know? Thank you, Astro. I'm a little concerned that Bobby's calling me. He has to know I'm streaming. Is there anything particular going on camera that I'm missing? We got like a booger hanging out of my nose or something? Man, ask your age. Yeah, I'm 51. I don't know why incidentally, Bobby Forever is, he's like my training partner. He helps me program. Mixed martial artist, what is going on? Trying to put a little bit of a pause. Well, thank you, Julie. I appreciate it. It's all lies. It's all lighting. The first rule of fitness is have really good lighting. You gotta be careful, though. I'm a married man, and my wife's my head moderator. I'm actually surprised she's not on stream right now. But I do appreciate it. My wife is, well, she's injured right now, so she's kind of bedridden. She was playing basketball with the kids and she rolled her ankle really badly, and I think she might have a possible torn ligament. Um, Man, it sucks. She just had surgery on her hip. There was an impingement, so they had to trim the labium. Labium. Science. The labrum. She had a torn labrum. They shaved the impingement off of the socket. Just got that done, and now they're trying to work. The poor woman. She got into 3 car accidents. One of them, she was at a stoplight, and some kid was texting, driving, didn't even slow down. He just ran right into her, bam, full speed. And that fucked her back up and her neck, and that's why it pegged her, what do you call that? What's the ball joint on the femur? It pegged it in her socket because, it was on the brakes. So she's getting all that fixed. And she's finally at the point where she can start training again, working out. And out there playing hoops with the kids, and turns her ankle, and it's swelled up to the size of a grapefruit. I'm just like, man, if you were a horse, I would have shot you. No, my poor baby, she just can't. I don't know. It's one of those things, But that woman's had my back through all the bullshit. So I consider it like a privilege to be able to try to take care of her. She's in the chat though, so she's a wealth of information for training. She's a biology major. She has her profession is sports physical therapy, massage. She's a board certified massager. So I'm just a retard that lifts weights. Like, any kind of knowledge I might project is stuff that I've learned from her and other people, like the Body Beatdown. So I'm good at repeating stuff, but I don't have the original knowledge, if that makes sense. You can make my boobies buzz. Mrs. Muscles, bit credit where credit's due. Your hubster looks amazing. Thanks, Julie. Let me find out where she's at. If she's in the chat, you can talk to her. Give me a second. All right. She'll be in the chat in a minute. I'm just grabbing a drink. There we go. It's Beavis if he did roids. You must be Generation X if you're breaking out Beavis and Butthead references. We got Ludda Blue 21. What's up from England? Hello. I'm ADHD and autistic. Damn. You fit right in, Gorilla. Big Lenny. Yeah, that hurts my feelings. What's the worst injury you've had working out? Well, let's see. I just recently had bicep surgery. My bicep ripped off the ulnar. Is that the name of the bone, the ulnar? And they had to surgically reattach it, so that was about a year ago. So I got one big arm and one little one. I tore the labrum in my shoulder, but that I didn't have to have surgery for that. That put me out for about 6 months. I had a previous back injury from when I served in the Corps, It required 48 stitches across my L5, L6, and I lost use of my leg. I had to learn how to re-walk again. That wasn't lifting related, but uh, I did have, I re-injured it doing a deadlift with bad form, and that was, I don't know, 5, 6 years ago. That sucked. But all of them, with the help of Christina and Bobby and you guys online, I've got a really good team. So I work with a physical therapist. I've got a hormone doctor. I have like an army of medical professionals. Even though I train in my garage, I actually have a team, and they patched me up pretty good. I haven't lost any ability. Physical therapy for my shoulder took about 6 months to a year, but like with all the work they've done, I've lost no mobility. As a matter of fact, almost all of my injuries have gotten stronger. Now that being said, I've changed the way I train. I no longer do high volume. I do more of like an HIT, high intensity training. So we're like, let's say you do 5 sets of 10, like that's your workout. What I would do is I would take that same target weight and do 1 set to failure. And then the big thing is I take a long time. So if I max out on bench press, like the other day I went up to 375 for a triple. I would then take a complete week off of heavy lifting, maybe even more, sometimes up to 10 days. And, I might do like light bench. Like today I got 275 on there, and we'll throw that around for a few sets. I don't consider that heavy. It's like I'll have one heavy day. So anytime I max effort, I take at least 7 days off before I try to hit max effort again, if that makes sense. And I found at my age, I could still make progress. I'm still PRing at the age of 51. And we get the comments like, oh, he's on a bunch of roids. And I was actually 100% natural until the age of 46, believe it or not. I mean, you can go back in my videos, and like when I first started posting on YouTube, I was 100% natty until I was 46 years old. And same weight class. I was 220 pounds then, I'm 220 pounds now. And I actually made a video, natty versus now. So you can see an actual direct comparison. And yeah, I mean, I'm way more chiseled. My body mass index is a better, more muscle to fat ratio. But I was still competing. I had records as a natural lifter. I had the American records for 6 months before someone beat those. I was consistently ranked top 5 in the world. Now I have to compete against the steroid freaks, because even if you're on just like doctor prescribed TRT, you're still not allowed to compete as a natural. So, but as far as I know, well, I don't have a ranking this year yet because I haven't competed. When I competed at the age of 50, I was ranked, I think I finished like 2 in the world that year, and I have the 7th highest total in history posted for over 50 to 59 at the weight class of 220 raw powerlifting. So, and then before I turned 50, I was definitely in the top 5 through my 40s. I was consistently in the top 5, and that's all federations. And I know it sounds like I'm bragging, but I mean, just for context, like I actually compete at a pretty high level. But I do most of it here in my garage, Just some schmo in his garage lifting weights. Do you have hemorrhoids? Not recently. If I did have hemorrhoids, what would be your point? Do you follow the conjugate method? No, not really. So I actually did train 1 year. His name is Chris Shemaya. He's a West Side barbell guy. He's here in Vegas. And I followed West Side for 1 year. And it was fucking awful. I don't think Westside's good for raw lifters. I think most of that stuff was designed for people that use single and multiply, like the bench shirts and like knee wraps and the squat suits. I mean, when Eddie Hall broke that deadlift record, I don't know if you guys saw, he had a squat suit on, and what that does is it's this, think of like a diving suit, a little bit thicker. These Iron Rebel wrist wraps. they're flexible, but you got to really, really pull. They're hard to get on. Well, think of a suit made out of 2 layers of this shit, super tight, and when you squat, it stretches and it actually gives you rebound out of the hole, and it'd be several hundred pounds. So Scott Mendelson, I don't know if you know who that is, but he's like I think he has the world record bench press equipped. Um, I don't know who has the raw one. It was, let's see, there was Eric Spoto had back in 2016, I think he had 733 pounds. Um, what is the name of the guy that has it now? The raw bench record is just under 800 pounds, and the guy weighs like 400 pounds when he did it. So a 400-pound man benching almost 800 pounds is the raw natural record. Well, Scott Mendelson wears what's called a multiply bench suit, and when he puts it on, it literally, he can't even flex his arms. It looks like it's cutting the circulation off. It looks retarded, to be honest with you. It looks like a super thick singlet, and they're custom made. He bench pressed like 1,100 pounds, maybe almost 1,200. It was some ridiculous amount. Well, his raw bench is under 700. It's like between 600 and 700 pounds, which already puts him in like top 10 in history, maybe top 20 for sure. Anybody that benches over 600 pounds, you're in like a list of like 40 humans that have ever existed that can do more than that. Well, so think about it. So you're raw bench pressing between 600 and 700 pounds, which is fucking astronomical. Couldn't even imagine it. But you're, with this shirt on, able to do 1,200 pounds? That's 500 pounds that it's giving you off the chest. 500 fucking pounds. These equipped lifters, it's a different sport. Like, if you didn't have 500 pounds on the bar, you couldn't even touch your chest with it. He has to pull the weight to him, and that's why the accidents are so fucking terrifying. Because if you come out of the groove just a little bit, it'll like shoot, and you got spotters. You got 4 guys on each side. You know, they're all waiting for him to drop this thing. So that's equipped lifting. That's what a squat suit will do for you, and that's why these guys. I don't know if you watch like the Southern SBD or whatever. It's a federation. They do equipped squatting, and they squat out of what do you call it, a monolift? You know, where it's got the hooks, and as soon as you lift it off, the hooks swing away, and they just squat down and up, and they barely hit depth. If you look at all those guys, they're wearing these squat suits, and it puts like 3, 4, maybe even more. It's just an astronomical amount of weight, but it's all at the bottom of a lift, so right off the chest or in the hole, and then as you come up, it's more and more you squatting it. I don't know if you guys ever use a slingshot or not, but like after about 3 or 4 inches, you have to bench the rest of it. So what was the point of all that? You asked about conjugate method in Westside. The way Westside trains, all of that I found out through injuries and wasting a lot of time, is for equipped lifters. You ever seen guys do board presses where they'll put like 2x4s on your chest, and they'll do these like quarter reps with like 200 or 300 pounds more than you can bench? Super impressive. You still got to be strong as fuck. I mean, you just even unrack that weight, you got to be strong. But you see raw lifters doing that. You know, raw lifters benching with a slingshot, doing board presses, doing all these weird shit that equipped lifters need, because they have to compensate for the weight after the slingshot releases its tension. Well, you're wasting your time as a raw lifter. You're not getting any benefit from that. What a raw lifter needs to do is focus on range of motion past the point. Like if you're pausing on your chest, you want to extend that range. That's where you're going to make your money. And you could do so with like a Duffalo bar, the big curved bar, or a Cambered barbell like this one. When I bench press with this bad boy, matter of fact, if you guys want, I'll throw this on there. You're going, you're going way past. That's where a raw lifter is going to make his money, is extending that range of motion. You don't want to do all your training there. I mean, like I'll load the bar up. Like I'll use the Swiss bar or the football bar, and I'll just do touch and go reps. And you would say like, or sometimes when I'm doing squat AMRAPs, I don't go down all the way. I might just hit parallel and keep grinding them out. Well, like when I'm going for an AMRAP, you're just basically hammering on as many reps as you can. And if you start like losing strength coming out of the hole, just keep going, even if they're a little bit short, because you're going to get way more benefit out of pushing those extra reps than you would if you stopped because they weren't perfect, if that makes sense. Oh yeah, Joshua Bickley. No, I'm perfectly fine. So, one of the things I'm going to start featuring on my channel more is more physical therapy stuff, because I think a lot of I would say 80% of my training is physical thanerappy, and 10 to 20% of it is like heavy lifting, the stuff you see online. You know, we want to show off how strong we are, and we want to show our PRs and all that stuff. But most of my lifting is really, really simple body weight, lightweight, full range of motion, extended range of motion, things like the Jefferson curl or pistol squats or doing sissy squats, things of that nature. But I don't, we don't show that off online. We show off like our last AMRAP set, which is like the sloppiest weightlifting. It looks like if I trained all the rest of my reps the way I do an AMRAP, you'd be like, well, you don't do anything you just told us to do. I don't show that online. Like the slingshot thing that Mark Bell uses. Yeah, I bought one. So I was using a slingshot for years. Because here's the thing. You will make progress. If you train with a slingshot and you're a raw lifter, as your slingshot bench goes up, your raw bench is going to go up with it. Yes, it does work. But it's not an economical use of your time. You're not going to get nearly as much mileage out of it. I found out after 10 years of experimenting, I got way much better results using the camber bar and going lighter than I did overloading with a slingshot. But no, we still do that stuff. And you ask, well, why? Well, because it's fun. Sometimes it's fun to throw 5 plates on a bench press and see if you can hit it with a slingshot. I don't know. I mean, you can't take all the fun out of it. If you enjoy doing something, there's something to that. Like one of the big things we used to do for deadlift a lot was rack pulls. Where you set the rack up like just below your knee, and you could put, like, say if you're a 600-pound deadlifter, you could put 800, 900 pounds on there and do a shortened range of motion pull. And it's fucking awesome. But does it translate to your deadlift? No, I found out it doesn't. Not at all. It's good for confidence though. So if you're coming back from an injury, so you guys seen when I'm deadlifting, I use the camber bar a lot. Well, the camber has handles on it that extend the range of motion 4 inches, and it makes it easier to pull off the ground. Excellent confidence builder. If you took some time off for an injury, you could throw some weight on there and get that weight moving. Even though it is a 4-inch advantage, you're still picking up 700 pounds. You still got to hold it. You still got to lock it out. But what we're talking about is economical. Like, how much bang for the buck? How fast can I get to my goal? Is it going to serve me better to do stiff leg deficit pulls, which you can't go very heavy on and don't look very exciting, or overload it with rack pulls and put an extra 100 pounds on it? The deficit pulls, obviously, it's more healthy. It's going to translate better to your day-to-day activities if you're working around the house and picking things up off the floor or bringing in the groceries. A functional strength, I think they call it. Yeah, those mundane, boring lifts are what's going to keep Grandpa and Grandma ambulatory and able to play in the park with their kids. But for spectacle, fuck yeah, throw 900 pounds on that bitch and lift it 2 inches. Is this chat working? I think it is. I look ripped. Computer, thank you. What's with the jacked up juice pot? You tell me, Johnny. It's gonna be okay. God's with you, and your love for your self-consideration, brother, as your words of wisdom and kindness will reach out to others. Well, thank you, Joshua. I appreciate that. All right. Did I already hit this? I don't even remember. Well, we're gonna do it again anyway. Yeah, I did hit that, didn't I? The first thing to go is your memory. Alright. Gary says, "What's up?" Says hi. I get to flapping my gums. I don't even remember what I'm doing. All right. So we have a special needs person in the chat. Say hi to Matthew. I think he might have Down syndrome. Thank you, Gary. Gary says, been a while, good to see you're still at it. Coke flavor says I have bad form. What would you suggest I do different there, Cokehead? That bad form sounds like jealousy to me. The bar goes down, the bar goes up. What the fuck else you want to do? For Halloween, you can be Jack-o'-lantern. You say my teeth are messed up? Just gotta smile like a jack-o'-lantern. Got a lot of religious folk coming in this chat. Everybody's welcome here. You guys know I'm a Christian. Mix he does. Blessings and positive vibes, Mr. Fitness. It is a change of pace, Mr. Martial Artist. I don't think it's a bad one. Do you like Jax from Tekken? Jax. Yes. From Tekken, though. Holy shit! That's we used to play. They had a Tekken machine in the barracks, and you take like a piece of tape, and you put it around the corridor, like a little, what do you call it, the clear tape, and you get some free games out of it. Who's the one I used to play for Tekken? Yoshimitsu? That sound right? The guy with the sword that used to spin thing? Coke says he would eat less shit. Yeah, because you sound like you're full of it. I definitely, would recommend backing off the butthole sucking. That's a bad look, you know, like when, not that I care, I mean, I'm not going to change the way I train, but usually when people make comments like that, you do realize that the rest of us perceive you as being a weakling, even if you're not. Because strong, competent men don't make comments like that. I mean, I'm just saying, I don't care personally, you can say whatever you want. Trolls are definitely welcome here, but you sound like a pussy, is what I'm saying. You know, it's a bad look, dude. You don't want to look like a bitch. This guy definitely is a neighborhood pyrotechnic. Yeah. Beefcake. There you go. Gary, have you done a sport before? I'm not sure how to... Maybe you could clarify that. Have I done a sport? Cowabunga Yeet says I'm tiny nuts. Yeah, they are. Carrie PO5 says I'm so big. Cowabunga says I'm so small. Y'all gotta make your mind up. Never said you're not strong. You are Uh-oh. Trigger alert. We hurt Coke's feelings. No, even that comment makes you sound like a pussy, dude. The biggest thing is just own it. Don't comment back. You sound even weaker. Just internalize it. Understand, yes, I sound like a bitch when I talk like this. You're going to make it worse, dude. Because now we have all of our attention's on you, and we're going to call out every comment. There's no way out of this that you don't sound like a bigger bitch. I would just let it go. Do you get high from lifting? I used to get high on life, but I built up a tolerance. Why am I so insecure? Dude, I'm telling you, you sound like a bitch. Stop. You can't comment your way. You're not going to mic drop your way out of this. There's no way out of this except for to let it go. Or change the subject. You hear yourself? Look at your comment. It says, why are you so insecure? Think about that for a second. Like, just think of, like, imagine you just stopped in a chat and you're listening to me and you're reading you. What do you think you sound like? Just saying. Do I look like I'm insecure? Look how I'm dressed. I mean, all lifters are insecure. Are you kidding me? Most of us are body dysmorphia. We got like crippling self-esteem issues. Didn't have mommy and daddy when we grew up. Violated sexually, like the fill in the blank. I mean, we're like walking case studies. But I own it. You know what I mean? Like I'm at the age of 51, and it's like I can look at myself and see in the mirror how fucking ridiculous I am and have a good laugh about it. You know what I mean? Like we're all in good company. And we attract like-minded individuals who also go, you know what, I'm like that too. That's what it's about, right? Like what you're doing is just like, bro, you have to understand, like, I have a small following, but they're pretty loyal, and these guys are with me stream to stream. So you're the lone man in this chat trying to like punk me in front of my own people, and we're all just collectively laughing at you, brother. You can join us though. Fucking stick around, dude. Subscribe. I like trolls, but they have to be good. You need to be good at trolling. If you say something that genuinely hurts my feeling, I'm gonna laugh and we're gonna have a good chuckle about it. But what you're doing is just pathetic, brother. You work on it. And I know you're gonna comment back. Take 5 minutes and think before you type, and come up with something. Come up with a zinger, dude. They're like I know you are, but what am I? Okay, come on, bro. Are you fucking 12? He couldn't resist. Everybody check it out. His name is Coke Flavor. He can't, he's not getting it, guys. Pat him on the head. It's gonna be okay, brother. No, it's all good. It's all good. It just happens every time. These guys, they say something and they like try to be intentionally hurtful, and then we make fun of them, and then we make fun of them because they don't have the ability to let it go, and so they keep commenting like the last word kind of thing. And I'm just looking at these guys. I'm like, man, are you a bot? Like it's almost it's predictable, formulaic. I know he's going to make another comment, and it's going to be as weak as the last four, because it, he doesn't have the ability to not say something. You have to understand that he's probably staring at a screen like, like he's really getting worked up. We love you, brother. He did. He commented. Oh man, that's you got all this time, and that's what you came up with. Do you want some help? You could say something like, "No, let's see, because I'm too old, so you couldn't do the well, it would have been your dad, but the dog beat me over the fence," or you could say you're gayer than 9 guys trying to fuck 10 guys, or I don't know. Help him out. Everybody, help out Coke. Help him come up with a zinger. Dude, look at I've got plenty of ammo. Look at the way I'm fucking dressed. My nerves are hanging out. I have partially dyed hair. I'm wearing these cute toe shoes. I got wear booty shorts on. Like you could fucking. I'm giving you ammunition to work with, and that's what you came up with. Your form isn't good. I'm having so much fun. I love you, dude. Got a toilet in there. I don't need to. I'm wearing diapers. Please stop spamming about poop, Dave. It's interfering with others in the chat. It's kind of interesting. I wasn't going to say anything. I was trying to see where he was going to go with it. I figured he was going to keep making poop comments until somebody mentioned it. So he's like one of those guys that just keeps like poking you until someone says, "What?" And then he goes, like, remember the Stewie from Family Guy? Mom, mama, mommy, mama. BC English isn't my native language. You're not helping your cause, brother. It's okay, though. I actually hope you stick around. I'm having fun. Like, this is enjoyable to me. When is leg day? Dude, the next time your mom's over at my house, I mean, she's a pretty hefty lady, and it's hard to get her upstairs, but someone needs to, because she deserves tenderness. Is this an LGBT-friendly space? Everybody's welcome here. I don't know if you're going to have a good time, but you're welcome. You sound like a strong man. I do okay. How old are you? God bless from UK. Act selfless. I am 51. The poop comments are funny as hell. I just feel bad for other people. No, I appreciate you calling it out, Mix. I was kind of genuinely curious to see how far he was going to push it. My mom has bigger legs than you do. Fuck yeah, she does. Holy shit. She's ran a video idea by me called Weight Loss by Amputation. You can immediately drop 100 pounds, just lop one of them fuckers off. Fuck. She's onto something. Bragging that your mom has bigger legs than me? Yeah, she does. Will you adopt me and be the cool dad I never had? I make no promises, but stick around. We'll see what happens. I hope when I'm 51, I'm jacked. I hope you are too. I joke about this. I was at the gym and there's this old cat. He's like in his 60s, 70s, and these two younger cats were working out, and one of them came up to him and said, "Man, I hope I look like you when I'm your age." And without even looking up, he just goes, "You don't look like me now, motherfucker." I was like, "Ah, shit." Oh, snap. just the way it rolled off. It was one of those you had to be there, I guess. What did I walk into? Wild and wavy. Usually most people are like, what am I in the middle of flushing? It's military humor if I know it. Fuck yeah, it is. Double tap your screen for an easy like. Yeah, you know what? I don't really sell myself very well, but I actually am trying to get my subscriber count up. So if you want to stick around and troll me or try to make, you can play a game that's like pin the tail on the donkey. Like try to offend the veteran that doesn't give a fuck. That's like the defining feature of Generation X is that it's not that we don't have feelings or we don't care. It's that it's kind of one of those like, eh, you know, who's got time? So, I watch guys in the fitness industry and they stream. And there's another Marine. He does like calisthenics and stuff, and he's got really good information. But I notice when people start trolling him, he gets fucking unhinged. Like it genuinely upsets him. And I couldn't watch the stream because I was bothered by him getting upset and trying to talk shit back. But he's not doing it in a friendly way where we're all just kind of laughing and just talking shit to each other. Like he was really getting angry, and I noticed that about a lot of streamers. Like, and I'm thinking to myself, like, you don't know these people. Like, they don't know you. It's like, why? And not to say it doesn't ever get under my skin. Every once in a while, I mean, I have some certain things, like, everybody has a bad day from time to time, and sometimes people say something and it's genuinely hurtful, and you're like, what a fucking asshole. But for the most part, like, I can't remember what I had for fucking breakfast, let alone some comment some random person made, a week ago. Like, I don't know. Like, the people that stick around. But this is why we like good trolls, because if you say something that's genuinely funny or unhinged, I'll remember that. Like, so Coke said, I must say for your form is good. At 51, I thought you were much younger. I appreciate that, Coke. And I also hope, for the record, that you're not taking any of this seriously because we're just having fun. I really genuinely hope that, if I'm actually, there's certain people you do hope get upset, and you know who those people are. You like, and I go at it with them motherfuckers, and that's different. Like, this is just supposed to be light. We're supposed to be laughing. It's Sunday. Fucking Monday kicks off soon. We all gotta go back to work. Life is short. You know what I mean? I don't know you, and I can't get to know you if this is the end of the last thing we say to each other, if that makes sense. D Bird. He spazzes on people. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, and it sucks. It's disruptive. And I don't think it does him any good either. I've torn my bicep, then I shit on it. I'm trying to think of a funny comeback to that. That actually kind of concerns me. Not the joke itself, but your strange obsession with fecal matter. Fake ass veteran Jiffy. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Obviously, you didn't serve, so I really don't care what you think. Like, people are like, that's the other thing is veterans will get mad when someone says, like, stolen valor, and they'll go get their DD-214s, or they'll show their veterans cards, or whatever, and I'm like, why are you trying to prove yourself to somebody who didn't serve, doesn't have the balls to stand up for his country, and never will? And you're like, well, how do you know he didn't serve? Because a veteran wouldn't say that. That's how I know. Like, we just don't talk like that to each other. Nobody, first of all, a veteran wouldn't call you a veteran. Does that make sense? Like, that's not lingo we would use. So you're just some dipshit who means nothing. But other vets would get upset by that. Oh, stolen valor? How fucking dare you? I'll show you my fucking disability rating. I'm like, this is my disability rating. You can fucking yummy down on this shit. You know what I'm saying? Kiss me where it smells funny, motherfucker. I know veteran when I see one. How dare you call him fake from your armchair? Yeah. But it's like, that's a good example. It's like, I could get upset by that, but like, imagine this. So you're driving in traffic, right? And I've been there. Guy cuts me off. And I just fucking had it. This is the last time I actually went on the shoulder, past this dude, slammed on my brakes. Then he's freaking out. He's mad, and he pulls up beside me, and I'm like pissed, so I'm flicking. And as soon as he sees me, I look at this guy. It looks like he weighs 130 fucking pounds. He fucking just straightens up and he starts backing off, and I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, I taught you. And I'm thinking, like, so I just convinced that guy he was fucking wrong. He backed off, and now he's being polite. 5 minutes later, I get cut off by another person. Fuck! what is the point? The point is, even if you do persuade somebody that what you're either true or they're wrong, or you convince someone, there's a million more assholes that are ready to cut you off. So it just keeps going and going and going. So why even bother? You know what I mean? Like someone says I have fake weights. I'm like, yeah, the weights might be fake, but my records are real. I mean, you can look me up, and it's all available online. Powerlifting watch, incidentally, if you do want to check to see if I'm full of shit or not. You can see all the records going back to the 70s. You know, it's like what somebody said. Like, I've misloaded myself. Like one day I said I had 235 on the bar and it was 225. So they're like, "Oh, you're a liar." I'm like, yeah, but I've done it the other way around too, where I thought I had a set of 635 for squats and I had 655, and I ground out a set of 10, or not 10. It was like 5 reps. It was some, yeah, no, it's that I actually have that on video. I had 555 on the bar, but I thought I had 535. And it felt heavy when I was squatting it, but I'm like, man, I'm being a bitch. What's up? I should have this weight. So I grounded out for 10 reps. And then after I looked at it, and I was like, oh shit, I misloaded myself. So I accidentally set a lifetime PR because I thought it was a lighter weight. So I've done it both. So you could say, well, you're a liar. You posted that video and it was 535 pounds and it wasn't. It was 525. So you're a liar. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Like, I just don't care. I've seen who's that Max guy when he benches? He spreads the weights out so you can see the 2s and the 5s, so nobody can fucking tell anybody he's not being truthful because he got called out for fake weights once. And I'm like, who gives a shit? Like, seriously, who fucking cares? Why go through that much effort to convince some random person you don't know, never will meet, and has no bearing on your life whatsoever? Why? Why even? All I'm really using those douchebags for is to hone my chops, to get better at talking shit. So you're practice for me. So if I get it wrong, like sometimes I'll do a mic drop and it doesn't land right and it just fizzles out and you're like, oh. And you can say, oh, I own that bitch. And I'm like, yeah, you're like, the way I'm lifting weights to get better at competing, I'm using shitbags in the chat to get better at talking smack to people. So it's practice. All right. How much cocaine do you snort? Not even, I don't anymore. I fucking snorted it all. Gobble, gobble down. Dave's really, really trying. Normally by now I would have kind of put you on a timeout just because you are getting kind of annoying. But that's more of a courtesy for the other people in the chat. So Dave, I'm like, it's not funny anymore. It really wasn't to begin with, but now I'm just going to politely ask you to kind of stop. And I'm only going to ask once. Bad day to be cocaine. Yeah, I know, man. Avocado, eggs, MCT oil, poop, and best pre-workout ever. And that's the last shit joke I'm going to read from you, baby. I ain't mad at you. I'm just thinking about other people. All right. No, my wife doesn't like it when I joke about stuff like that because when I relapsed, I was doing cocaine, and I would be a liar if I said I didn't miss it. But I'm a good boy. I'm not doing any of that shit. Are you natty? No, I'm artificially flavored, but I'm fat free. Big Flex Mafia. No, but I'm not on a ton of gear either. I'm on about 200 milligrams of test, 200 milligrams of dihydroboldenone, and there's a little bit of nandrolone and test deca in that mix. So it's kind of like Sustanon. Ramon Baker. I'm not advocating for any of that shit either, but I'm 51 years old, and I'm not apologizing for anything. Even if I wasn't working out, I would still be on like probably a lower dose of the same thing, just because of quality of life. Are you on any peptides? Not right this second, Cobra, but with my wife getting injured, we're going to be ordering some BPC 157 and some TB 500, and well, there was that other one we were looking at. It's not a peptide, but it's the precursor to NAD plus. Did you tear your bicep and did it heal well? Yes. So act selfless. So I had complete separation from the bone, my bicep. They surgically reattached it right here. And about a week ago, maybe a little bit more, I benched 405 pounds, and it was easy. Well, I could have got two. Let's put it that way. I shouldn't say easy. Only way to heal that, rest and proper nutrition. It was a fucking year of physical therapy and patience. Oh my God, that must have sucked. You know, this is what I'll say. Every time I injure myself, it's not, obviously you don't want to hurt yourself, that's not the goal, but I've learned so much about the human body and about recovery and proper nutrition and just like the mechanics, especially of guys as we get older. So, and being surrounded by, real knowledgeable professionals like my wife, she's a wealth of knowledge. You gotta hit her up, ask her questions. She's a fucking expert. I'm just a dummy. I'm like her sock puppet. It's an opportunity to learn and then pass along what I've learned, which is really kind of like, that's sort of, if I have a goal, that's sort of what it is. I mean, there's a million different programs, a million different ways to lift weights, and anything done with consistency, even if it's wrong, is going to get you some kind of results. So I'm not trying to fill in a gap of like some special training program or secret formula to lifting weights. You can get a million programs online from a million different experts who probably know how to do it better than I do. But the perspective I have is there's not too many people my age that are elite level competitors who have gone through grievous career-ending injuries and were able to work back to competition state or whatever, and it was with the help of experts like my wife and my doctor. So I take that knowledge that I've aggregated over the last 10 years and I try to pass that forward. And it's not a like, this is what you need to do to fix your problems. I would say this is what worked for me. This is how I've been doing it, and these are the problems that I've run into. So any obstacles I have, any mistakes I make, I put it all out there. And then, we can sift through that and have reasonable conversations about what could or may not work. The biggest thing I always tell people is like, don't trust me. Take what I have and verify it. Like we're a team, we're a community. We bounce ideas. Like you guys teach me as much as if anything, teach you guys. I get tons of great ideas from you guys, and I listen to everything, and I try to take what's good and leave what's bad. And sometimes it's experiments. Sometimes we'll try things for a short period of time to see what kind of results we can get, and then we report back on that. 6 foot, 250 pounds. So I'm 5'9", and I weigh 220. So that's pretty decent weight. How old are you? That's G-Sub. I hope you're having a great Sunday. Thank you, Kenny. Kenny G in the building. What's the craziest story you have about active duty in the Marines? The craziest one? We accidentally murdered an entire flock of camels in Iraq. About 20 minutes past the Kuwait border in Iraq. The 5th Battalion, 11th Marines, Romeo Battery, artillery. We set up, it was kind of near the Forward Operating Base Commando, if anybody served in Iraq, to give the whereabouts, like the low. Actually, I think it's in that area. So we were we crossed into Iraq. We set up a position at night, and the way an artillery battery sets up is you got your 6 guns pointed wherever, and then they circle the wagons. So all your MOT, your engineers, your everybody, ammo techs, FDC, they all circle the wagons, and on every single vehicle that can hold one, there's a crew serve weapon. So the XO's Humvee has like a 240 Golf on it. The FDC's shellback is kind of like an ambulance. That one isn't armed, and there's 2 of those. There's communication and FDC, but Motor T, all of them either have a 50 cal, a Mark 19 40 millimeter automatic grenade launcher, or a 240 Golf, which is I think the Marines switched to Bravos, but the M240, a variation of. I think what makes the Golf different from the Bravo, which is one the Army carries, is the hand grip. Because the Golf, I want to say, is a hair shorter, and you can shoulder fire it. I don't know if you'd want to, but you can. I think that's the distinction, but I could be wrong on that. Anyway, we had the NVGs we had were the old, what were those monocles? They had the 2-to-1, NVG, can't think of the name of them. Anyway, the NVGs we had weren't the best. They were like the 3rd iteration. So the ones they have now, they got thermal and night vision, and you can see better at night than you can during the day. That's not even a joke. But these were kind of shitty. I think you could go to Bass Pro Shops and get better NVGs than what we had at that time. This is 1996, 97? No, 95. Let's see. Anyway, back then. And we set up a position so there's a night watch, like there's watches set up, everybody sleeps, and we take turns, and like if you sleep a couple hours, buddy wakes you up, you take watch. I had a M16A4 service rifle with a 203 grenade launcher, and so I had a Starlight scope. A Vietnam era fucking Starlight scope. This, talk about shitty. That's like the worst night vision you can issue somebody, and we're still carrying those motherfuckers. I want to say it was Sergeant Cobb, and he is on Facebook. I think he retired as a gunny or master sergeant. He opened fire. So what he saw was an entire mass sneaking up in the back of the battery where we're weak, we're exposed. You got the guns pointing this way, all the vehicles circled like a wagon, but there's crew serves on all of them. The reason I mention that is because as soon as he opened fire, all these motherfuckers that are asleep wake up and all of them open fire. So you've got 4 or 5 M2 fucking Browning 50 calibers, you got fucking Mark 19 grenade launchers, you got 240 fucking Golfs, everything's just going down range, and they massacred with this huge blob of what he thought was enemy coming up on us. And in the middle of this thing was a Toyota Hilux. and a fucking, so what it was a camel, it was a herd of camels, and then a camel herder was in the Toyota. This motherfucker got on the ground and was hiding underneath the Toyota. And this thing was riddled with bullets. A 50 caliber, like fucking grenades, 40 millimeter grenades. When they blow up, they have a concussive area, like within 5 feet is putty. And then, shrapnel, probably up to 50 meters. It's a fucking grenade. And thing shoots a cyclic rate of 400 rounds per minute. So it's thunk, 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 thunk. And, you couldn't even tell that this thing was a Toyota. That's how damaged it was. It was literally fucking obliterated. Somehow, this guy didn't have a scratch on him. And all of his camels, last one of them was massacred. We're talking camel parts everywhere. Well, so the funny part of the story is the 11th Marine Expeditionary Unit wound up compensating him. They paid him for the camels that were dead. So he wound up making out pretty good, from what I understand. Like, I wasn't there for that deal, but that's what we heard. And I just always thought that that was pretty funny because my first combat introduction, where we thought our position was being overrun, was a herd of camels and somebody that couldn't see for shit through crappy night vision goggles. I always thought that that was kind of a funny story. That was Operation Infinite Moonlight or Eager Mace, one of the two. And I think you can look them up on Wikipedia. Not that incident, but you can look up the operation. It's either Operation Eager Mace or Infinite Moonlight. But anyway, I don't know. That's your funny military story. How's that? He eats camels. Acts selfless. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you right now, if you were ever wondering what what a 40 millimeter grenade launcher will do to a camel, it was hard to tell what was what, though. I mean, there was it was horrifying. I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of that. There was 2 times our convoy got attacked, and I wasn't involved in either of them. So the FDC, Fire Direction Control, that's the combat geeks with the laptop. We're the ones that program the aiming calculations for the firing solution for the howitzers. Okay, the Mark 19, or no, the M1908, the M1908 155 millimeter howitzer, which was then replaced by the M777, and now I think 5th Battalion, 11th Marines is a HIMARS battalion, which is rockets. I never got to mess with those. So when we're in convoy, it's the same thing. The FDC and the communication, they look like ambulance Humvees. You ever seen those? It's like a big fiberglass, like a camper. It's like a camper on the back of a Humvee, and they back up to each other. And in the middle, we got what's called a sit-up tent, and it's light-proof, so it literally velcros to the doors when they open up. It creates a. At night, we have to go out there with NVGs and make sure that no light is seen whatsoever. It's got to be totally black. So this tent's like double layered with like double flaps and everything's velcroed together. And it's totally light proof. Like, if it's not light proof, we'll go out there with like you ever seen that stuff called carpenter in a can, that spray foam that you see carpenters and there's like a hole in the wall, they'll spray it and it expands. We literally have cans of that shit. And in a hasty situation, like if you're setting up in an area that's like a combat area where they don't fuck around. I mean, even though it destroys equipment, it's sticky and it's nasty. Like that duct tape, like whatever you have. If there's a light, if there's a hole in the tent, if there's anything whatsoever, we just spray each crack with that stuff. And it's got to be totally light proof. Well, as you can imagine, there's no crew serve weapon on that vehicle, and then when we're going from position to position, they do what's called shoot and scoot. So as soon as you shoot the cannons, you have 7 fucking minutes to have everything packed up and roll out of there. That's the designated time that you have to be under for counter battery radar. So we have what's called counter battery radar. If you fire an artillery shell, this thing will triangulate where you shot from, and it will automatically send our FATADS, the Advanced Field Artillery Tactical Data System, firing solution. And literally, like all the FDO has to do is say, kill it, and hit the button, and it's putting rounds down range. Obviously, you got to send it to the gun line, and they got to do the thing and whatever. But I'm saying this thing will triangulate helicopters taking off. So the enemy has that too. Counter battery radar's been around since the fucking 60s. Oh, so when we shoot, you need to get the fuck out of Dodge. That's why you see like the Army's got the Paladins, the M109 or A4s or whatever. It's a 155 millimeter howitzer on a, I want to say it's a Bradley chassis. I could be wrong, but it's tracked. It's tracked howitzer. So they shoot, they move. Bam. Us, we got to put the guns down, lay them out, crank them up, get them all ready. FDC backs up, puts the tent up, and it where like everybody's like it's like a symphony orchestra. Everybody's got a part. You know, like my job. That's another funny story about the cactus. My job was we use a landline. There's no wireless communication between the FDC and the gun line because it can be interrupted. I have to physically take a wire and run my ass to the gun line and hand it off to the whatever the XO or whoever's running the gun line. The gunnery sergeant Alstead was his name, but I don't know what his position's called. Head gun rock 0811. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so we get into position, and as soon as we pull in, I know what my job is. I'm gonna grab that line and I'm gonna fucking run. Someone else is grabbing the tent poles. Someone else is grabbing the generators. Someone else is grabbing the whatever. We have a meteorologist. We have a fucking Marine who sends a weather balloon up with a little computer on it, and it's literally sending data back to our system. And it's telling the different like pressures of the stratosphere and all that. Because you shoot pretty fucking high. Those rounds will go up to 22 miles when they're rocket assisted. So it's like an ant farm. Like everybody knows their job. You get in position, you go. Well, it's the same thing when you're tearing down. As soon as you shoot and they say right, scoot, everybody does it in reverse. And when we pack up into the back of the ambulance shellback, I'm in there with it. So they close the fucking doors, and a lot of times, you know, Marines are everything's got a proper place you're supposed to store it. They just chuck that shit in there, and I'm just laying on top of all this crap, and we're in convoy. A little trick that drivers used to do to the new guys is they put the Humvees in low gear, so it sounds like the engine's running like you're speeding 50, 60 miles an hour on the dirt, and he would start like doing this with the steering wheel, and you're in the back, you hear the engine screaming, rah! You're like, oh my god, and there's a little tiny window you can open up to look out. And you open it up and look, and you see you're doing 2 miles an hour. You fucking asshole. That's a joke we used to play on the new guys. All of that to make the point that we got our convoy attacked twice, and both times I'm in the back of the fucking ambulance Humvee, and nobody even let me out. So by the time I got out of the goddamn vehicle, and I could fall on whichever side the fire is coming from, the opposite side, the target's been eliminated. Like, it was dead the second he made the unwise decision. They tried to mortar the XO's vehicle, which is the lead vehicle, to stop the convoy. So you got two fucking dipshit goat fuckers up on a ridge, a berm, shooting mortars at an arty convoy, not realizing that every one of those motherfuckers got crew-served weapons, and they literally annihilated this fucking hill from existence. And I get out, and I'm like, "Whoa, where's all the action at?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, I guess I was in combat." All right. I do have a funny story about running that wire into on San Clemente Island, and making sweet love to a fucking cactus. Oh, that was the worst, man. The doc had to pull each spine out with his Leatherman. Ooh, that sucked. It went through my boots. It went right through my boots, and these boots had Gore-Tex and Kevlar in them. They were the Marine Corps rat boots, and that cactus went right through that shit. Alright, I'm going to set up a 4-inch incline. Using my old trusty I got this lined up right. Spot arms. So if I drop the weight, it won't crush me. So we're about there. Hey babe, do we have an egg timer? I want to do some time sets. Godspeed Devil 0341. Hell yeah, Semper Fi, brother. There's a real Marine in the house. I'm what some people call a pogue. Now I love artillery. I loved my job. You think about artillery, we're a general support battalion, so we did do infantry training, but it was like airport security, that kind of thing, like trap missions, you know. Actually, those were fun. But you got your 6 guns. You have more crew serve weapons than a heavy guns platoon. You've got motor T. You've got ordnance disposal, EOD. You got ammo techs. We got a fucking meteorologist. That guy's got the easiest job in the fucking Marines. And there's only one per regiment. And he goes, this motherfucker deploys with everybody that works up to a MEU. Thinking, well, that's gotta suck though. You're going, but hey, other than that, what does this guy fucking do? He sends up literally a weather balloon with a little computer on it. That's the most pogue job. That is the most pogue job in the Marines. This meteorologist. Well, that dude was pretty cool though. So Artie's got just a little bit of everything. You know, we have our forward observers, and they all think they're special forces. But no, those guys. I mean, if you think about it, they're like, what do they call those guys? The not Fister. Well, yes, I'm similar. Like a JTAC, kind of. But forward observers they're exactly what they sound like. We have our own reconnaissance unit that can go and call targets out. Oh, and then we would get sort of like JTACs. We would get Air Force and Navy liaison officers, so they could do combined arms. And what was really cool about the FATADs was we had 2 computers. We had one computer to do the solutions for the cannons, then combat computer geek, have laptop, will travel, and I'm over there punching the numbers in. And then the other one is marrying what mine's doing in case mine goes down. We've got a backup system. But on that screen, you can see all of the fucking assets, all the units. You got the brigade we're attached to, the Army. It shows their artillery, MLRS, whatever, and it shows if the system's working properly and all the units are updating. It shows you how much ammo they have, whether they're what's Winchester or combat effective. Like if you're about to run out of ammunition, you're not combat effective anymore. So it would keep status. Like it was just really cool being like just like a nobody, and I got to see the entire like theater. I could see what everybody's doing, and it's like information that the average like the gun rocks on the gun line, the 0811s, they don't have that information. Like there's nobody has that information except for who's in the little fire direction control center. And I just always thought that was pretty fucking bitchin'. And the tent was air conditioned, and they used to make fun of us for it because they're like, "Oh, you motherfuckers have AC." Like, dude, I would spend hours fucking with that stupid generator to get all that shit working. I'm out there baking in the sun, and you're like, "Oh, you got a cushy job." If we didn't have that AC unit running, all of those computers would just melt. And like especially if we're running on batteries, because that was back in the old UPC days when it was all like lead acid backup systems. So your backup power units are like 200 pounds each, and it would run the FDC for like maybe a half hour. But we had the silver bullet, which is that big fucking badass coffee pot. And Master Gunnery Sergeant, he wanted his goddamn coffee every morning, so whoever had that duty was the most important Marine in the battery. Let's see here. We got, I don't care what anyone says, that's a lot of weight on the bench for a 51-year-old. I do okay. I can get over 4 plates. Oh yeah, baby, a lot of them, stop watching, get back to working your stuff. Oh, is someone talking shit? Nah. 405 last bar? No, I did 405 about a week ago. Do or die? Fuck yeah. Alright, I got a serious question for you. I got a brother who was doing work on 777s. You think triple canopy is a good career choice? If you, so you're talking about the civilian? Yeah, I mean, I would do that in a heartbeat if I could get into it. If I would have known that wasn't even an option, I would have been all over that shit. Are you kidding me? So yeah, the wife and kids thing. That's like, dude, hell, fucking yeah, that would be a great career choice. I sometimes wonder now. See, I when I got out of the Corps, I went back to school. I took CAD, architecture, and then I started going for engineering. I never got my degree, but I amassed like 80 college credits. Like I started working in heavy industry, chemical plants, mines, and then I started out as just like an operator because they had veterans preferences for hiring, but there was a union steelworker, so the wages at the time, like by today's pay, would be the equivalent of like $50 an hour. So the money was great, but it was back-breaking work. And I worked my way up into the engineering department. They sent me back to school, and then from there, after it was like around when the housing market crashed. Oh, thanks, sweetie. I was looking everywhere for that. I got, where was I? Oh yeah, so I got into commercial construction, and I've been doing that ever since. I did for 10 years. I was in the field, just regular carpenter, steel worker, putting houses up. And I worked my way up into becoming a superintendent and a safety manager. I've been doing working as a safety manager for like the last 7 to 10 years. And the money's been great. But, I don't know if I would, it's like if I had to do it all over again. So my dad taught me one thing that was super important, and I think the Marine Corps kind of espouses the same kind of ethos. It's like, he told me, he's like, everybody says, follow your passion, but you got to eat. So sometimes following your passion is not realistic. But one thing that you can do, and we have a responsibility to do, as you say, was if you can't be passionate about what you're doing, then you bring your passion to it. So it's almost like if you're a fucking janitor at a grade school, you turn that into art. You're going to be the best goddamn janitor that ever wiped a pubic hair off of a toilet for no other reason than it's just a reflection of who you are. And we bring that ethos into everything. It's the relentless pursuit of perfection for no other reason than it makes everything better around you by default. How could it not? You know, a lot of people, they think they're slaves to their jobs. Or I'd leave this shitty job, but if I do that, I can't pay for what. And then it kind of breeds this entitlement and this resentment, like, oh, like work doesn't pay me enough. And I hear it. You know, you talk. The common joke is like, McDonald's doesn't pay a living wage and should pay more. They should raise minimum wage. No, you should make yourself more valuable, you worthless piece of shit. Like, what are you talking about? You talk about menial labor that requires nothing more than your presence and ability to have a pulse, and somehow the company that you've entrenched yourself in is supposed to support you and your family. Like, we're owed nothing. We're born alone. We're going to die alone. And nobody owes us a goddamn thing. And that's not to say we don't have help along the way. I wouldn't be where I'm at right now if it wasn't for a massive amount of help. But I'm not owed anything. Nobody owes me shit. You know, you're only a slave to something if you choose to be a slave to something. We're not victims. We're volunteers. I guess that's a windy way of saying, like, if I had to do it all over again, and I've ever known about opportunities like that, I wish I could have taken up. I would have done that in a heartbeat. But I sometimes wonder, you know, it's like I've poured my heart and soul into just about everything I've ever done, and are we our job? I don't know. That's a tough one. That really is. What are the other options that he's looking at besides that as a career? Gregory Hanna. No. I'm going to put more earrings in. If I put all my earrings in, I look like I have a shower curtain. I'm working new builds right now. 28 trying to get into trade, but can't deny the career we're good at. Yeah. But here's the thing. You know damn well that you're going to be good at anything you put your effort into. And sometimes I wonder, like, did I choose my path or did I settle for it? And it's treated me really well. You know, I don't have a yacht. I'm not going to die a millionaire. But we have a nice little house. All the vehicles are paid off. I got more shit than I could possibly know what to do with. I'm not a fancy man. I got 30 chickens in my backyard, a little swimming pool, beautiful wife and kids. Like, I'm a man that's immeasurably blessed. And it was all built on pretty much work a monkey could do. But the difference was how far you go is how much effort you're willing to put into it. Like, I mean, I know guys that retire as laborers. They started as a laborer, they retired as laborers. And there's nothing wrong with that. Awesome people. I never would ever espouse that what I do is any more important than what they do. We just have different roles. But if you really want to, like, push the envelope and, you know, make it like a career choice, like something that, you know, you could brag about at dinner parties, like, construction's got everything. It's got engineers, architects, designers, planners, project managers, superintendents. Like, it runs the whole gamut of guys that have master's degrees to guys that probably don't even have their GEDs and a few felonies to go with it. Oh, everybody's welcome. If you can breathe and you're ambulatory and you're willing to trade your time for money, we got a spot for you in commercial construction. But how far you go is really, it's like, it's on you. Well, it's kind of like the Corps in a way, you know, meritocracy. There's no such thing as a perfect meritocracy. There's nepotism, there's favoritism. You get in these small little clans, and sometimes these people in leadership positions become the merciless gods of our eminent domains, and they take out everything that bad that ever happened to them in their entire life on you for some reason. There's those assholes, but they never last long. Leaders separate themselves. But I'm just basically saying it's like one of those fields you can get into where the sky's the limit, really. I consider myself beyond rich. Name is Miguel. What is up? We got restored 84. If everyone had that mindset, this world would be a lot better. Yeah, because I'll tell you what, I've had to do some really, really shitty things for money. And I've had to take some jobs that it's not the type of thing you'd want to brag at a dinner party. But, I don't know. I never once felt like I was a victim of circumstance. If anything, I was a victim of my own poor judgment and my inability to delay gratification. Oh, shit. Hold on for a second. Hey, Della. Do we have an egg timer? Yeah. Do you have a way to stopwatch me?
Yeah, but it's my phone and Mom has it.
Oh, I want to do a time set.
Let me go ask for the bacon.
Okay. Oh shit, what happened here? I'll tell you what, the wind kicks up out here sometimes. Well, fuck it, I'm not gonna wait for her. What I like to do for conditioning is I'll set a timer for.
Let's see.
We'll do 60 seconds and tell me when to go.
Or like a stopwatch, Dad?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Nine. 20. 30. 40. 50.
Oh, shit. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
60.
Okay, let me do one more after like 5 minutes.
After 5 minutes?
Yeah, I gotta rest.
I
there's
think Mom's watching. I'm gonna set my phone down
Okay.
here. I'm gonna leave the room, show Mom that I left my phone in here, okay? Because
Yeah.
I don't have it.
What's the issue?
She doesn't want me to have it. So,
Oh, because you're naughty. Yeah, we'll talk. All right, so the way I do time sets, if you run out of gas, do a static hold. And it's also a good way to you can pause. You can usually get another rep or two out of it. But then, so I run out of gas and I can't do anymore, so I'm gonna static hold it. But then my shoulders start burning. And I'm like, oh shit! At all costs, you do not re-rack that weight until a minute's up, and you just feel the burn, man. It's fucking awesome for conditioning. needs to clean up after herself. My wife said, "Yeah, well, she's gonna earn her money back." Damn, I feel like a weakling after watching this Restore 84. Hey, this is all stuff anybody can do. So, what's cool about this is it doesn't have to be a lot of weight. Whatever you bench, take 20-30% of that. Set a timer. Start with 30 seconds to get a feel for it, and then from there you can kind of gauge like an appropriate weight, but it doesn't need to be a lot. It's good for conditioning. So I'll do these conditioning sets for 3 or 4 weeks, and then I'll take a deload, and then we'll go back into normal training. And it's really good if you're coming back from surgery or you're rehabbing, or you just want to change pace, different stimulus. You see the same guys doing the same old sets of 3 to 5. Just do something different. It's really good for toning up them booby muscles. All right, we'll do some pull down. One more set of those, and then maybe I'll do some rows. How long have I been on this? 142. Okay. You ain't got any joint pain? Everything hurts. You get past it. Honestly, when you're, not that 51's old, but we got some mileage on us. You're gonna have your arthritis, shit like that. But honestly, like this kind of thing actually really helps with that. What's the best way to build lats? Weighted pull-ups. You'll never change my mind. Pull-ups, pull-ups, pull-ups. I think pull-ups are the most underrated exercise. Swimming is awesome, yeah. I can't argue that. That's none your business. And Monster Manor asks best way to build lats. And I really do believe it's pull-ups. I'm just a pull-up aficionado. I hope you don't mind, but I'm taking a dub. Funk Congress. I think it's kind of weird that you needed us to know that. Like, I just assume anybody on YouTube's taking a shit. That's sort of like implied. What I would like to know is why do you feel like we're interested? Lightweight, hell yeah. How about traps? So the trapezius, I'm going to defer to my wife for this one. Christina, you best described it to me when we were looking at the anatomy of the human body. The traps are really thin, and they kind of go down like the little triangle from here down to your mid back on the other side. And they're, for the most part, lat exercises will contribute to your trap size, but then you want to make the traps pop. A lot of guys do shrugs. And like, so you see what's, like, look at my back. Look where the traps are. So here's a shrug, right? Well, what happens when you're doing an overhead press, if you simply do that? What's got the better activation? Because shrugs, it's not that shrugs don't work. Every movement with enough consistency and weight will produce results, but you're talking about efficiency, like an efficient use of your time. And you see the guys typing, They're hunched over and they have these huge fucking lats, but no, the rest of their body's got nothing, but these giant fucking head necks. Your shoulders up here. I get some you get some weight. Grab 5, 10 pounds or whatever. And just kind of, just sort of feel. Just gonna feel where they're activated. Feel around, and try to like meditate on the movement of that muscle by itself in isolation. So when you start feeling a little tension on it, and start feeling it burn a little. So there's your angle. You really activate the shit out of it so it's just an overhead press, but you're pushing all the way through like you're trying to touch the ceiling. And you can incorporate that into your overhead press. So now here's the beauty of it. And this is why I also believe close grip bench is best for the triceps. Those muscle groups respond to heavy weight. With shrugs, it's really hard to get activation out of shrugs. You see guys waste their time with tricep kickbacks. Fuck that, man. Put 3 plates on the bar and do some fucking close grip bench press. Put some weight on that bitch. It's the same thing with your traps. It's like 2 birds with 1 stone. Get a barbell, do overhead press, activate at the end. Bam. Money in the bank. Thank you, Leroy Jenkins. I'm all farted out, man. I'm fasting. All right. Let me get my daughter. Done. I'm ready.
Is this the last one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mom knows. She can hear.
Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Halfway.
Shit. Where am I at?
50. 51.
Damn.
55.
55. 5 seconds short. See, that's hardly any weight, and I couldn't do 2 complete sets. Oh, so when you're doing static holds like that, there's something you can try for a workout. Just simply do a static hold on the bench. Pick a weight that's like, say, 50% of your 1 rep max. If you can do 225, do 110. And just hold it locked out for 30 seconds. If you can do a minute, go for it. Make sure you have your safety set, so if you dump it, you have something to catch you. But you'll find it works your entire upper body isometrically. Kind of like, like the old bodybuilder static holds. And you will feel like, if you're not accustomed to training like that, it's a different kind of stimulus, and you'll feel wrecked. Blaine Whipple said, hey, what's up, guys? All right. Let's see. So Moron said 8 such thing as halfway reps. What are you fucking talking about? There's no exercise called exercise. Weights only count if you follow this fucking idiot's like idea of whatever proper training is. And I'm gonna venture a guess you probably look amazing. You have a physique that'll stop traffic, I'm sure. That'd be Clark is Kent. Let's see what you look like. Go to channel. I'm sure you're like Ronnie fucking Coleman over here with that sage advice. Or it's not even advice, it's more of a statement. How do you rep a static hold, dipshit? How do you go halfway or a quarter way of a static hold? Like, explain that to me. That didn't count for what? Exercise? Are you taking TRT? Dude, I'm 51. What do you think? I thought that was implied. What is the best workout for your abs? I so badly want to say your mom. It's kind of true. But I like you guys, so anyone angry. Oh shit, did I get cut off live there for a second? 152. Alright, so ain't no sunshine when she's gone. The best workout for my abs is my daughter's mother. I started a new diet called weight loss through dysentery. The amoeba diet. Shit yourself ripped. One of the things that's cool about the camber bar is you get the extended range of motion for bench pressing, but it also works for rows. Ah. Ooh. That really fucking hurt. Holy shit, I'm bleeding. Uh-oh. God damn it. Oh man, I got myself good on that one. I don't want the blood to stain my shoes. I'll be right back. Doesn't matter. All right. Actually, it's not that bad. Ooh. That, wait. What's up, Gavin? Oh man, that knurling gouged me Got me right there. It's mostly skin. It's mostly skin.
Are we gonna survive?
Yeah.
Ew.
Well, here, entertain them for a second.
Okay. Hello. My father just killed himself. I'm trying my hardest.
All right.
That's hard. This guy asked if you were okay.
Oh, yeah.
You will survive.
Tis just a flesh wound.
With a little bit of blood.
All right. Yeah,
Give me.
when I dropped the weight, this swung back and got me. That's all it takes. What are you doing?
Oh, come on. It's upside down. Still in the...
We got ice cream.
It's not ice cream, it's a popsicle. Same thing.
You know, sunshine when she's gone. Not doing that again. That is a chambered barbell. Whew. About 159. Xander, what's up? I set in about 20 minutes. I did huge volume this time. Nice. That's cool, Mitch. Yeah, you can get I think you could buy one. Cap Barbell sells one on Amazon, I think, for like $180. The J Perspective. Subscribe, man. Stick around. What's up, Jay? Or should I call you the? Yeah. You have to forgive me. I I don't think I could go a single day without some kind of a superficial injury, like a paper cut. Like blood must be, I must sacrifice to the gods. Something has to. Keep up the content, brother. Inspirational. Thank you, Shelby. Shelby G98. Appreciate that. Oh, it's me, Mario. What's up, brother? Long time. I'm going to do one more set of curls. My lower back's actually kind of bugging just a hair, so I'm not going to aggravate it anymore. I'll fuck with that later. It's got hex bolts in it. They come loose after a while. What I like about this is a PRX bar. It weighs 35 pounds. And you can rotate through the whole thing. So what's cool about like doing overhead presses is I can go from totally supinated to pronated, and it works the entire range for that stretch. And the same thing with curls. You can really good for skull crushers. The bar's a little heavy, and it is kind of pricey. It's like $130. Oh yeah. Okay. It's been 2 hours and 3 minutes. This is the first stream I can remember where we didn't talk about geopolitics or, all we talked about was lifting. Lifting, a lot of poop, and whether or not I'm natural, I guess. I don't know. I didn't really know that was a topic, but Lame Aubrey, what's up? How you doing? It's been a while, man. I haven't talked to anybody in a long time. It's sick, it's piss. Yeah, I mean, people seem to be genuinely interested in what's coming out of their orifices for some reason. I mean, I don't really have much to add to it, but cool story. Good for you. You're winning. Just binge watching. Height 5'9". Is that right? Yeah, 5'9". Are you natural? No, I'm artificially flavored, but I'm fat free. Have you ever been to Lake Kresva? No, not to my recollection. Work out, I'm 16, high school. The J perspective. Nice. Dude, I wish. So I was not working out at the age of 16. Well, no, I played sports, football, basketball, hockey. But I didn't really work out. Like, I didn't train in the gym. I'm 5'9", which is why I was asking. You look about 6'2". It's all lighting. The first rule of fitness is have really good lighting. So I'm very strategic where I place that thing. Since when have you been buff? Oh, I don't know. Since probably about 10 years. I mean, I've always been I've always, even if I didn't train, I was always a little on the stocky side, if that makes sense. One exercise for traps, thank you. We just talked about this. Where you weren't on stream for that? Oh, you're gonna make me go through that whole thing again. Okay, real quick though, because you asked. What we were talking about earlier is that traditionally, people, like if you look at the traps, and I'm activating them using shrugs, you see the activation, right? Well, what I like to do is when I do my overhead press, I push through it like I'm trying to touch the ceiling. So that's traps, but you want a wider grip. So, now you don't want to do this for overhead pressing per se. Overhead pressing should be about shoulder width, and you're extending all the way through. So all the way through like that. But for traps, push. And I think you get way better activation than shrugs. But you can do both. You can actually do both. You can do shrugs and overhead presses. Have you ever squished your toe? No. I've almost broke my foot a couple times. I just noticed the EGA. Semper Fi. Hoorah! Thanks, Contagion. Alright, guys. Let's see, it's 2 hours and 7 minutes. I'm gonna get the hell out of here. All my jarheads in the chat. Semper Fi. I will talk to you motherfuckers later. I will see you on the battlefield.